What's up, everyone? Patient Zero over here. Alright, let's get this shite started. What am I doing? I wanted to start my segment with how it was Mr. Rogers? No. Who was it that does that? They're always writing like notes to like people, like, so for instance, have a blessed holiday season. They saw the young child with Mary, his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. Matthew chapter 2, verse 11. So I don't have the pen that I like. Where's the pen that I like? Here's one that I like. So I'll say to the person that I'm gonna write to, because this is not exactly at her, but whoever her bosses, whoever because I know this is a corporate company that makes billions of dollars, which is the reason why I want to have the computer so I can look up these numbers. Dear and it's capital P h0uR and then capital D. Oh, let's see what the mutual guest was during that day. Oh, I messed up. BACKWARDS POLICUR. Now, they don't really teach us that much longhand, so this is the episode where Shane Gillis hosted. Yeah, I don't have cable out here. Now, here's my dilemma, right? I went looking just online, you know, just general search. No biggie, no big deal. And say hi to my friend Beast Boy. Say hi, Beast Boy. Hello, everyone. Be careful with that fire, Beast Boy. Hey, it's okay. I can turn myself into a cockroach and run away fast. Oh, that's good. Today's sponsor, Coca-Cola. Ouch. Not really, but shite. We've been providing them with coca leaves for heaven knows for how long. And when I say we, I mean Colombia, and probably Ecuador, Chile, Bolivia, Panama. I don't know what countries, wherever the Andes Mountains is and the region, you know, I think it's gotta be a certain altitude. And also at a certain latitude. And that's where a lot of the quality crops come from. That's why you have Colombian coffee. Also, that's why you have the Blue Mountain coffee, I think, which is Jamaican. Because I think in Jamaica they have the Blue Mountains, so the soil there is different. Now, I was gonna speak into the mic, but my better half, I saw her still walking around, so she's still awake. So, but let me make this quick before I continue juddering on. Talking about nothing that makes no sense. I don't have a lot of equipment, but this iPad, which is not even mine, this TV was gifted to me. That's a computer monitor that I don't have a computer for, but it works. It was gifted. I actually got those year subscription of Rolling Stone for free by collecting these caps and entering the codes on the website. That's why I have that Rolling Stone. I only saved that one because that's Amelia Clark. She's British and she's a beautiful soul. These are some of my notes. And inside here, I have 2 valid prescriptions. One of which, oh, I should have been speaking to the mic this whole time. Okay, inside my notes, that you saw here, I have 2 valid prescriptions. This one right here in front, the pharmacy that it is a chain pharmacy, but it's not like CVS or Walgreens. You know, the 2 big here in the States. You know, there's a duopoly amongst chain pharmacies here in the States, and small mom and pops are almost non-existent. Where I was going to for a good amount of time, which is approximately it was like a 30-minute walk, actually closer than where I walked to today. Today I walked to Countryside Shops. If you have not seen it, I'm gonna link the video right here in one of these corners of the actual walk. I cut it off when I entered, when the sidewalk stopped. So there was still a whole bunch of parking lots, and I had to go, it's like a strip mall. I had to walk down the strip mall. I made a short where I saw the baby duckies. That was right before I entered the strip mall part. That was right in the back, where I went in. I went from the back of the plaza because I was walking. I didn't come in by car. Remember, this is where I live is car centric, which reminds me of a very good point. If I can find the link, I'll put it somewhere up here. If not, check the description. It's been proven, when you have no transportation, no vehicle, when you don't own a car here in these United States of America, your chances of being in poverty are astronomically higher than someone who does own a car. Okay? So that's number 1, right? Number 2, I've been reading a lot because, obviously, who doesn't read? And I was wondering, I'm like, is it valid? I understand I have pain. Usually it's at worst in the first 4 hours of the day. And then depending on what steps I take, that will determine on the amount of pain I feel later and what I'm able to do later on in the day, right? This is without taking any medication. Now, when I started feeling pain and I couldn't resort to doing breathing meditation, doing stretches, when I didn't have time or the luxury to do it every so often and or just doing for so long, and I have to actually get to work or get moving, I started taking acetaminophen. And acetaminophen, it's either 3 or 4,000 milligrams. After which point it can start causing liver damage. Now, if you know anything about your organs, essentially your body, you want it to be in homeostasis. I think is the term that they call it. I don't remember. Where everything is functioning all in sync. So if one part of your body is off, all of it's off, and that also includes mental state, emotional state, and physical state. So with that being said, when I started medication assisted therapy. There's another name for it. I know that the U.S. government uses, which I've already put the link to it, which shows that my medication is approved by the FDA to treat acute and chronic pain. It says that first before it says, and also for, OAD or OUD, whatever it's called. I'm not gonna say that because I did start it out for that, and heaven knows I still do use it for that. Because if I had to stop, I would probably, eventually when I make money, I'd probably, I'm a human being, okay? But, so yeah, I was taking a synthetic opioid. It's a full agonist. It works on the mu receptors, just like morphine, but it's not derived from the same alkaloid like morphine. It's derived from thebaine. All of it is a lot stronger than just poppy. So if you're from the east, you probably do like the native Colombians do. They just take the coca plant, they chew a little bit and put a little bit of lemon. The lemon just acts like a in order to like activate the alkaloids, like the actual cocaine chemicals, in order to make them potent. And that's what they do all day long to give them energy. They don't actually use cocaine, which is, it has been processed with gasoline, has been put in vats, has been a lot of shite been done to it. And I know that this video is not YouTube friendly. I'll age restrict it, don't worry. And you know what? I don't even care about anymore about AdSense. Because as a matter of fact, I would prefer not to get paid so that my videos, people don't have to sit and watch advertisements from companies that all they're trying to do is, I understand the system of capitalism, don't get me wrong. It's helped out a lot, lots and lots of people. But when you start weighing the pros and the cons, like how many has it been for, how many has it been against, I'm not so sure, and also I'm not very well cultured, so I haven't really been out there in the real world that much. But I have met a lot of people, and I have seen poverty firsthand from different types of things that happen, whether it's family separations, mental illnesses, drug addictions, which is a type of mental illness, changes in the economy, very important. They tell us here in the States, you're not supposed to tell how much you earn to your coworkers. That's the company, the corporation, taking power, having power over its employees. Because once people share their salaries, then they're going to say, shite, that makes more money than me, and we do the same amount of job. They're going to go talk to h0uR or go talk to the big hoss and say, hey, how come, I'm not getting compensated equally? That's one of the reasons they don't want you saying that, okay? Also, another thing too, education, BS. Education here is not for the purpose of preparing people to get ready to do what they want to do. Instead, it's for capitalism. It's all the administration, all the people that work in bookkeeping and the retail part of the book selling, and janitors, the infrastructure that goes up, and then everything. It's all just part of. It's like a big. I can't explain, but that's why one doctor that I worked for one time said, Dave, if you want to be a doctor, I suggest you take at least one semester in business school if you want to own your own practice. But I've already had experience with all that shit, so I don't even really would think I need that. But since I've been disowned by my own flesh and blood, with whom we shared this, we came out of the same womb, not at the same time, like Mr. Albert and Mr. Charles, but at separate times. I wanted to do something different. This guy's funny as shite. I think his name is Gillis, Gillis. Oh, here it is. Alright, so I sent my sisters a message and I told them, royal family, they wave, they smile, and they get their living paid for by the people, through taxations and properties that they own and different trusts and whatever investments that they had. I'll just hold up a sign, right? Very simple. I wasn't self-taught. I had friends. One of my best friends, she passed away already. She didn't overdose. She was older. She was a loner. She was homeless. And I'll tell you one thing. She was a beast. A real beast. The world kind of put her as an outcast. And I can see why she became the person she became. Now, what can I put here? Just put this. Or there. If you can see it. It's all over my website too. Except the PayPal, there's a direct link to paypal.com. But essentially you can just type paypal.me/David AGUEVARA, and then it'll send you to a place where you can just send me monies, because I would appreciate any donation. I mean, I'm gonna see if I can do a job for a friend of mine that might be coming up soon. I made a mistake this past weekend. I did a job and I ended up paying more than I made. I made good money for it. I made like $100, and I worked, like, including the driving time, 6 hours at most. Okay, so to me that's relatively good because it's easy. Plus, it was something I enjoyed doing. It's just a daily gig, but came at a price, and I paid it the other day because now I'm concerned. I want to go see my primary care physician, but that's a copay. So I'm gonna call. I have this insurance that I received as a scam, thinking I was gonna get some help, like a $6,400 check, like when Trump was president, and it still is. I'm just saying that because he gave us money. Trump's an idiot, but he's a innocent idiot in my opinion. But if Trump becomes president, all that'll happen is China and Russia will become more powerful. That's all. All right. Our economy is not going to digress. Then the ways moving forward, the only way you can get ahead is education and opportunity. And I feel like, for instance, I have an open application right now at a place that's a 10-minute walk from where I am. I even made a video of it, a short of it. Beautiful. Bello. Right? That was when I was walking there. I took my time. Taking my time takes like maybe 15 minutes. And I've been applying there for so long, but I'm not a 14-year-old. I'm not a teenager. I think that's why they haven't given me a job. And also because I don't have like an associate's degree or whatever. Anyways, I used to go to this place called, here, I'll put it right here. Don't look at this stuff. This is the name. This is where I used to go to. The registered pharmacist was Steven Schwartz, bless his soul. It was relatively close. It was closer than the walk that I did today, which is on my other channel. It's part 3 in the playlist. So I went for, like, I checked out the place that he started referring his patients to, that his phone was transferred to after he closed his practice without knowing. It's also a mom and pop, but it's too expensive. it's too much money for my blood. It's like going to CVS or Walgreens. So then I thought, let's try this place right here. Now, if I take away this, what's left is this. And this is where I'm applying for. I'm also applying to work there if possible. And it's close. I can walk there. So I have reliable transportation. Because I have a bicycle, but when I ride, I usually, every 3 months, guarantee I get a flat tire. Guarantee. Because it's just, everything here is so far away that if you ride a bicycle, you're going to end up riding kilometers and kilometers on end, right? Now, the problem with this company, if you look them up, it's just go to their website, just go to your browser and type this in, or just Google it. For like the past 30 years, they've been like one of the top 5 places to work in. And there's a reason for it. I'm not going to get into it. There's a lady, I'm not going to say her name. But I'll just say saboteur, okay? Now, I know she's not the one that implemented the policy. Because the way a big business like this works, if you ever seen that movie, Ford versus whatever, the Shelby or something, you have to go, the business, you have to keep going levels higher to talk to the top, to the big hoss. So if whomever put that policy in place, which is not her, but probably 2 or 3 people or 4 people above her, and I've already contacted them, and I sent them a big message, which, you know what, maybe I'll put in the description, or I'll read it. I'll read it to a beautiful scene of a nice guy. And this is the medication that I take. Now, I'm not ashamed of it, and I don't care if people think, oh, he's talking about it because he's an addict. No, I'm talking about it because I want people to be aware, okay? I knew a guy who worked for that company, and it's funny enough, one of the only places that I've got an interview with is the store where he last worked at. He was the store manager. His brother still works there. He's like a regional manager or something. Like he manages like a territory. He doesn't even work in a store, so he doesn't have to deal with people like me. He just deals with like, make sure it goes to stores, make sure their shelves look good, floors are clean, staff is well dressed and greets you. The manager, everybody's present, things are running as they should be. Like I said, checks the shelves, things are in stock. It's just like checking over if you own a business, okay? Because obviously the person who started this business, he passed already. All right, gentleman named Jenkins, passed away a long time ago. But that's why they have now these like regional managers, because they have to go to the stores. They pop up unannounced, or sometimes announced, but usually unannounced. And they do that on purpose so that the people that are in charge, they stay on their toes, okay? So this is a message. This is not the whole name. It's this. This is the full name. Now, when I started taking this medication, it's when I actually had success doing medication-assisted therapy. Why? Because unbelievably so, if you go to GoodRx right now, and you look at what they want me to take for pain, which contains another medication, which gives me headaches, so it would just be completely obsolete for the analgesic purposes. It costs almost 200% more than the cost of this, okay? And the whole reason is stupid. It's because the pharmaceutical companies, they added this thing called, I don't know, I only know the brand name, I think. This is the only thing that paramedics have in their possession that can bring back a person who's overdosing off an opioid. So they made it like a 4-to-1 ratio, and they did that allegedly so people will not shoot it up. Which, like I've mentioned in my videos before, and I'll age restrict this, I don't mind. I've actually seen somebody shoot up the version they want me to take, which I checked on GoodRx for if I would receive the same amount, which is 90. This one I wouldn't take in tablets. I would take it because this one's available in like lozenges, so I would get it like that. And because of that insurance I got scammed into, I might just do that. And I'm gonna ask them for the brand name. I'm gonna tell my doctor to put down brand name only, which it retails for like 800 something, and my copay is like $30 because I don't trust those medicines made over in India. I'm sorry. I prefer like either manufactured in Germany, Netherlands, or USA, or France, but nothing against India, because look at China. China makes excellent products. What they want me to take is this, but with a 4-to-1 ratio with this. So it would be 8 of the ingredient that's analgesic, and then 2 of the ingredient that allegedly helps so it's not abused. Okay, so it's a 4-to-1 ratio, so it would be 8 and 2, right, of the one that I've been taking that I actually had, my date that I started taking this one was July 13th, 2018. It's the actual day my youngest nephew was born. He's the youngest of all the cousins. But instead they want me to take the one that has this. So, but now I take it for actually dual purposes. I take it for, I should, this is why I wish I had another computer. I do have a Chromebook, but the keys, they get stuck, so I'm not going to make a video with it. So it's not just for opioid dependency anymore, but it's also for chronic pain. And I've always paid cash, so that's why I've always taken that one. But now with insurance, I just walk to, and I'm going to have to go to a chain pharmacy, which I hate chain pharmacies because it's just, I don't know. But I gotta stop thinking that way. Maybe I'll just go and ask someone, throw me a couple dollars if they're kind enough, jump on the bus since I don't have a bicycle. First I'd have to walk like half an hour, so that's content for my other channel. And then jump on public transit, so we're talking about another hour now for something that would take like 15 minutes in car. So far I'm on 90 minutes, and I'm gonna go to their 24-hour location. This is a big chain pharmacy that's associated with the underwriters of the insurance that I forget who they're owned by, but I think there's the same company that owns Cigna, I believe. I just tried to apply for a job for them to see if maybe I could work from home. Because like I said, no car equals possibly 300% greater chance of poverty here, especially when you live in the suburbs. And that's the way it is. Been applying at this place for heaven knows how long. It would be an ideal place to work at because it's a drug-free place. Everybody's there, is there in the right state of mind, and there's a few things they told me when I was going to the groups. One, your sponsor cannot be someone of the same gender. I mean, of the opposite gender. They gotta be the same gender. Two, um, this is before you get to the steps. Wait 1 year before you get a job, and then when you do get that job, avoid the certain places like restaurants, call centers, and I forget what else they mentioned, but and it's true because my buddy, you know, talking about like 15 years ago, used to sell, you know, butter. He used to go to right here, Olive Garden, get rid of a whole, um, whatever they call, get rid of a bundle in like 30 minutes, and that's it, done. Um, the guy who was the store manager for this company, uh, he was actually going to run a call center for a gentleman that I know who was going to invest and open up a call center. He was going to be like the, you know, the big hoss, the head honcho. But unfortunately, passed away before, you know, he was able to be introduced to this fucking medication. Okay? Alright? I've had loved ones, and I mean loved ones, two loved ones, died way too young. One had just turned 28, the other one was like 34. Birthday was coming up soon. And I've had other people that didn't care so much for, but was also friends with, also passed away too. Okay? I only went to one funeral. That was the first person. After going there, seeing them in the casket, it was a viewing. It wasn't a funeral, it was a viewing. And then meeting with people that I hadn't seen in years, I said, I'm not going to these things again. And then the next person that was a loved one that passed, I was the last person that I think that he was with that day. I know I was at least possibly the last person he talked to on the phone. Because I remember that was around the time we had just downloaded WhatsApp. So this was like 2017. And we were just talking on it for like almost an hour and just playing with the different features. Okay? Now, he had known about that medication, but the problem is with that person, they got off the train because they got arrested. And then when they came back out, they scored. I scored with them, and I know I knew the strength. I think we had gotten product before the provider or the distributor, you know, the middle person was able to step on it. In other words, mix it with whatever, you know, they sell that shite at the flea market. You know, you just go tell them, hey, it's usually like incense, stuff that's not made for to be consumed by humans, but whatever. So I tested it too, and I was like, holy, I was like, just from like a little tiny, like a $15 bag, okay? And he didn't have any money, so I got him a $15 bag too. He did half of it, he was smart. Now what I think happened, I never spoke with his mom about this, because he lived with his mom. I think if his mom had any benzos in her medicine cabinet or in her bathroom, I think he snuck and maybe got some benzos. Or after he dropped me off, because he's the one that had the vehicle, he ran the errand for his mom, and then he probably scored a benzo or something. Or maybe it was just that, you know, that particular mixture of morphine with acetyl that did it to him. But nonetheless, I got a call from his nephew the next day asking me questions. Who does he hang out with? What does he do? I'm like, why? Like, oh, his mom found him this morning, slouched out. He was dead. I don't believe it. I don't want to believe it. So I had tried to get a couple years into treatment, but couldn't afford it because the reason I mentioned to you before, until a good friend of mine told me about the medication that they're refusing to sell to me now unless my doctor sends notes. So I said, fine, But then I told the pharmacist, I said that at first it was I have to show that I'm allergic to naloxone. So my clinic, they put allergies, they put naloxone. Now the pharmacist is saying that they have to have records from the office. So I don't know what they mean by that, but I I mean, essentially I could do it because I do still take it for opioid dependency, but I also take it for pain. So I should just tell them, just send the part that says opioid dependency. I mean, and that's it. Because I was referred to by another patient I'm friends with his sister, that goes there and fills the same medicine. Okay, and they sent the paperwork allegedly 23rd of August, 2 years ago, 2 calendar years ago, and the registered pharmacist has it on file over there, where I walked to all the way today. That's rich people Publix, where cashback is 100, not 75. Unlike Village Square, where I live by, where it's still 75, and they don't want to give me a chance at per shite. All right, I'm done. Go watch something else. Bye.